Welcome back to some new r/petty revenge stories, where people get small victories over those who wronged them. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Food Thief. My roommate was stealing my food, and not only not admitting, but apparently bragging about it to my other roommates and calling me a pushover. I didn't want to participate in whatever they thought they were doing, especially since I'm moving away in 2 months. But I do want my food. Today they were sitting in the kitchen, chatting. I came in, took my meatballs from the fridge and licked them one by one while maintaining eye contact with the thief. Then I licked several other items. She looked utterly disgusted. Eventually she asked me, "Are you mental?" I calmly replied, "I always do this, didn't you know?" and left. I don't know if she will stop, but her face of mixed disgust and horror makes it worth it. The next story is called New Boss. This happened in the early 2000s. I have been waiting tables and bartending all over town and landed at a cool little hole in the wall next to our gym. The bar itself had a large group of regulars that would be waiting for me in the parking lot to open. I loved the regulars. I looked forward to the same cheesy flirty jokes in the morning and loved seeing the souls of these veterans light up when it was time to collect toys for Christmas. All the booths in the restaurant would get a piece of plywood and get filled with toys in time to make Christmas special for underprivileged kids. Seriously, good people, good vibes. I loved it. Although the restaurant was big and could seat over 100, it rarely filled up. And on our busy nights, it would be just the chef and me. Most days, no management came by. We slipped money in a safe drop, closed up, and left. This should have been a warning, but I figured the owners would tell us if business was bad. They didn't. They just stopped showing up and stopped paying us. And one night, the regulars and I were surprised to see over 100 people come into the bar, asking about 25-cent rings. There was a new owner, a professional football player, and he had invited all his friends to his new spot. Were we told? No. Were we prepared? Also no. So proceeds a horrible night of me waitressing and bartending for 100. The regulars were off-put by the new vibe of screaming, cackling, breaking stuff and throwing hands. So they left and didn't come back. I could see how this was going to end, and we still had hours to go. So I asked the chef, who had just become my roommate, how much payroll he was owed and calculated mine. While I was scrambling in the front of the house, I instructed the chef to fill the thick garbage bags with all the seafood and steaks in the house. I had him drop scoops full of ice into the bags and double bag them before placing them in our car's trunk. The night ends. I produce a 2K check, and this jerk tipped me $14. I called him out on it in front of his friends, threw the keys at him, and both the chef and I left him with a trashed restaurant. We picked up a handle of Jack Daniels and called our friends and bandmates to the house and had an epic surf and turf party. I had originally planned to take only what we were owed, but after that tip, I texted him to bag it all and throw the bag outside the door as soon as possible, because I was coming out and we were leaving. I don't know if he even figured it out. He bought the restaurant and had not even been inside it, much less taken food inventory. Only we knew what the restaurant had. All we left him was wings and fries. The last story is called Christmas Surprise. This was about 23 years ago. My husband was lousy at giving gifts. He would get what he wanted for himself. That year, I came home to our large box wrapped up, about 10 days before Christmas, and he said it was for me. He was so excited. Mind you, we have always been pretty broke, so we, or should I say I, always bought for our children and his greedy family. We always did without. For some reason, I wasn't that excited about this gift. Probably intuition. Well, Christmas Eve comes, and we open gifts. He gets all excited, telling me that I am going to love this present. I opened the box to find a shop rack. We had hardwood and linoleum, so I always swept and mopped and had no need for it. He told me that it is wonderful because it cleans up the garage, his domain, even picks up water. And he said it worked great, cause he already tried it before wrapping it up. I was mad. He bought it for himself. I would have been happy with a $5 necklace that turned my neck green. That night I wouldn't even go to bed with him. He came into the living room where I was laying down and told me to come to bed. I told him I wouldn't, because I couldn't look at him. He then told me how I was extremely selfish, because gifts were to be what we as a family could use, not what we would want. I laid there all night and plotted my revenge. I had to wait for a year, but like they say, best served cold. I kept quiet and told nobody of my plan for revenge. 50 weeks later, I found it. I wasn't even looking for it, but it was staring right at me as to say, here I am, and it is time. It was in a huge box. I quickly purchased the gift, got some wrapping paper for it, and hid it. Didn't want any sneaky peeks. Christmas Eve, while he was at work, I put the present under the tree, took 2 rolls of cheap wrapping paper, and I put some ribbon and a bow on it. It also had a nice weight for it. We start opening gifts and I wait a bit. Finally, his eyes light up, seeing this big box and finding out it was his. He was so excited, and I told him that this is specifically bought for him. He opens the box to find a case of toilet paper. I then quoted him. Christmas was not for what we wanted, but what we as a family needed or could use. He was furious. He complained to his brothers and everyone. My family and his brothers told him that he deserved the toilet paper. To this day, no husband in my family will ever buy a vacuum cleaner for their wife as gift. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.